Alrighty, let's get to part 3. We have a Catwoman Funko. These are Alexa Bliss, a professional wrestler, and from Labyrinth. So I'm gonna get these out of the way. Just toss them. Put them somewhere where they're safe. Yeah, okay, this one. Don't want to lose this. Alright, so let's start with these front titles. Girl with the Dragon Tattoo Trilogy, the original Swedish version. Really good. The first one is the best. The second two are alright. I wish they went further with the American David Fincher one. But, you know, it didn't work out. Because I thought that was really good as well. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Great film. Steven Spielberg film. I saw this recently. This is like a pretty ultimate edition. Box set right here. That's a great one. Steven Spielberg, one of a kind. Die Hard collection has the 5 movies. Die Hard 1 and 2 and 3 are the best ones. The 4th one's alright. 5th one is crap. And then I have No Time to Die on Steelbook. And the entire James Bond collection. This has every single one, including all the Daniel Craig ones. And then this is the one that goes with it. No Time to Die is one of the best ones. Goldfinger is my favorite. But No Time to Die is up there. I thought that was a fantastic film. Yeah, that's a really good film. Superman 5 film collection. This has the original 4 Superman and the Superman Returns. Returns I need to watch again, but this first one's pretty good. Yeah, if you're a superhero comic book fan, you gotta have that. Indiana Jones Complete Adventures. This has all 4. I know there's a new one coming out. I will try to rewatch all those before that one because I don't remember them super well. This is a 4-pack of, it's a horror 4-pack, Innocent Blood, Body Snatchers, The Hunger, and Wolfen. The Hunger is the one I got it for because that's a Tony Scott film that I really, really like. Body Snatchers is pretty good too, and then these two I just watched after I got them. Innocent Blood was pretty good. It was a clever film. And then we have Dirty Dancing 4K Steelbook. I mean, this is a beautiful Steelbook. I know they released a few versions of this, but this was the one to get for me. And then a film I know a lot of people have not heard of. It's Paulina. Where it's from, I cannot tell you where the film is from. Really good ballet film. These are films that I really like as well. The release is kind of flimsy, but I was just happy to get this on Blu-ray. I saw this in theaters and I thought it was a good film. And then another bootleg of Fear Street. All 3 of them, all 3 parts. I'm not really going to take it out, but found this one online as well. Pretty good. Netflix did a good job with that trilogy. They could take it further if they wanted to. And now I'm going to try to bring these down and see what luck I have, because this one is tight and things will fall over, and they're about to fall over right now. Let's see if I can protect this with one hand. Alright, we're just going to try to do this. Deadpool 2 and Deadpool 1. Pretty good self-aware comic book films. Yeah, not bad, those. A horror pack exclusive. This was Dead Dicks. This is actually now things are falling over. Alright, I'm gonna try to merge those films. I really hate, sorry about that. Everything falling over just throws me off so badly. Dead Dicks. This was a horror film horror pack exclusive. Kind of interesting, this one. Nice concept on that one. I'm so annoyed with everything freaking falling over. Dario Argento collection. This has Cat o' Nine Tails, Deep Red, and Inferno. I got this for Deep Red mostly. I really love that film. And Inferno's good as well. Inferno is kind of light on the plot, but visually, I mean, you can't beat it. Date Night, really good holographic cover there. Pretty good, got that cheap. Funny, actually. Really funny film right there. And then we got Terrence Malick. I think this is his first film, Days of Heaven. Really, really wonderful Terrence Malick film. This is just fantastic cinematography on that. One of my favorite filmmakers of all time. Dead Alive. This is by Peter Jackson, of all people. One of his early films, shot in New Zealand. Amazing film. Very graphic, bloody horror. Comedy horror, actually. So it's like, you know, that kind of film, but it's a really good film. Dead or Alive. This is based on the video game. I got this really cheap. I'm not sure where I got this. Probably the hot girls in the film. Dawn of the Dead, the original. I know they re-released this in a bunch of different ways, but that's a really good film. Let's see if I can do this without stupid things falling over. Okay. Dawn of the Dead. The original George Romero film is just fantastic. One of the best zombie films of all time. Remake is really good too. Zack Snyder showed that Zack Snyder has promise, because that's a great film. And then we have Day After Tomorrow, with I don't know why it has the Deadpool slip, but this is a pretty good disaster film. Kind of creepy, that one, like if things happen like that. Day of the Dead, I don't think that was in order. Must not have been. I don't know. Day of the Dead, George A. Romero film. Got that one on a Shout Factory sale. This is a really good film as well. Maybe if I break it down like that, it's better. Alright. Death Becomes Her. Really great Meryl Streep and Goldie Hawn performance. I love this film. I think it's funny. You can even tell by the cover. Look at this. This is great. Great film. Death Race and Death Race 2. I got this mostly for Death Race because I like that film. 2 was, it was standard. And then we have a triple pack of Scorsese, The Departed, Goodfellas, and Aviator. This is the only Goodfellas I actually have in this triple pack. I got this mostly for Departed. I like Goodfellas. Not my favorite Scorsese. And Aviator, I'll have to kind of rewatch that one, but I really like The Departed. And then we have Devil Wears Prada. Really good film here. Great performance by Streep and Anne Hathaway. In the fashion industry, really good film. Dial M for Murder. Talked about this earlier in the Hitchcock set. One of my favorite Alfred Hitchcock films. Luckily, this comes with 3D disc and a standard one, because I don't think I'd be able to watch it then, because I don't have a 3D player. That was just like a waste of time when they did all that. They have some titles that are just exclusively 3D, and now it's all gone. Diary of a Teenage Girl. I don't know why this Blu-ray is like that. I got it used, but a pretty good film. Not a lot of people talk about that one. Has Belle Powley. She's in some other stuff as well since then. Dick. This is a really good film about kind of the Watergate scandal and how these two White House interns, I don't know if they were interns or they were just like teens visiting from school, but they caused the Watergate. They uncovered the Watergate scandal basically. And I love Kirsten Dunst, so that's a good one. One that a lot of people don't have in their collection as well. Here's one that I've never seen anyone have in the collection, and the reason is it is not on Blu-ray in the US. This is Dirty Girl with what's her name? Juno Temple, right? Yes, really good film. I like this film a lot. As you can see, this is some other language. I think it's like German or something. Had to get that one. Dirty Harry. This is the only one I have in that collection, the Dirty Harry collections, but Clint Eastwood was just classic in that one. One I really like, Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby. So this is actually 3 films. It is a her, him, and them film. One from his point of view, one from hers, and then put together of both. Really great film. Great Jessica Chastain performance. I thought it was creative. I really like that film. The Disaster Artist, of course, Tommy Wiseau. I have The Room somewhere in this collection. I thought this was a great film that James Franco directed. So rewatchable, funny as well. The Room is just a fantastic bad movie, and this was actually very good as well. District 9, great steelbook. Saw this one in cinemas and was kind of blown away with this film. Thought it was very creative sci-fi film. Yeah, that's a good one. Alrighty. I mean, I would say a lot of the films in my collection I would say are good ones. I usually buy based on quality, but there's some crap in my collection. Disturbia, kind of like a teen version of Rear Window. Pretty good film. Django Unchained, one of my least favorite Quentin Tarantino films. Not that it's bad, it's good. But he's just on a roll. He just does such great films. Nice steelbook though, that one. Jinn. So I saw this on like IMDb or something for free. It is by Tobe Hooper. Is it Tobe Hooper, his name? Texas Chainsaw Massacre director? Yes, it is. It's one of his later films, so that's kind of weird. I know this is technically a terrible film, but I get a guilty pleasure out of that one. Do the Right Thing, Spike Lee's best film. This is on Criterion, but it's a bulky Criterion release, so I like the 4K Steelbook better. It's a nice Steelbook too, so that's how I got that one. Doctor Sleep, the sequel to The Shining. I don't really like this Steelbook, but the film itself is great. Rebecca Ferguson is great in this. Really good film. I like that film a lot. I love The Shining as well. I think they did a good job. Doctor Strange Steelbook. This is a pretty nice Steelbook. Yeah, I mean, I like this film. I think it's one of the more dense material in the MCU. I think that's a good one. I like his character as well. Dodgeball and There's Something About Mary. I got this mostly for There's Something About Mary because I love Cameron Diaz. I think that's a great film. Dodgeball is really funny as well. Don John, Joseph Gordon-Levitt directed film. I don't think he's directed much after this, but that's a good film about a guy with a porn addiction and his relationships. Donnie Darko. This is a really good film. I know if they've released this in different versions. I have this stupid J-card version that they did, which is dumb. I hate these releases, so maybe I'll update it at one point. This is a good film though. Don't Look Now, great Criterion release. Another one I would definitely recommend. Visually stunning, that one. It has Donald Sutherland. And The Double. Pretty good film about like a doppelganger, and it's pretty funny as well. I love Mia Wasikowska, so that's why I have that one. Alright, I'm going to try to move these out of the way and then get to the next one. So everything's so tight here. Double Indemnity, a classic noir type film there. That's a good one. And then we have Doubt. Oh, I really like these kind of like newspaper drop. I don't know if this had like a journalism involved in it. I'm sure it did. And it's about like what's it called? Corruption in a church, like with abuse. I believe it has like a journalism spin on it. I like these type of films where journalists uncover corruption or things that are wrong. I don't know what genre that is, but I love those types of films. I think has that kind of spin on it. Really good performances anyways. Dr. Strangelove, huge fan of Stanley Kubrick. This was not in my box set for some reason, so that's why I got it separately. That's a good one. Another good double pack here is Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I do like Dracula a lot more than Frankenstein. Visually, that's great. I'm sure it's worth like the 4K or whatever it's come out on so far. And then I have this separate Blu-ray release. I have the 30 film set right there, but I have this one separately because I do like it. Dracula. This is like one of those covers, and I can't even take it out. Yeah, like it slips off. That's a really good one. Drag Me to Hell, Sam Raimi film that's like, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's like kind of ridiculous, and I like it a lot. The Dreamers, this was not on Blu-ray here. It's a Bernardo Bertolucci film with Eva Green when she's younger, and Michael Pitt from Boardwalk Empire. This is a really good film, a really, really good film. I'm just surprised it's never come out in the US, so that's why I have this I don't know, German version, but the film name is The Dreamers. It's so good. Got this for $1 at Dollar Tree. Drinking Buddies, that's a good one. I really like Anna Kendrick. She's one of my favorites. Pretty good film there. Drop Dead Gorgeous, another one. This was a blind buy for me, but it was pretty good. It was funny. It's kind of like a mockumentary of, is it like a mockumentary of like a pageant and people dying and stuff. One of my favorite films of all time, Drive. Had to get it on a steelbook. Great steelbook here. Great film. I love Nicholas Winding Refn. Yeah, love that film. And Dunkirk. This is the Christopher Nolan film, a war film. It was fantastic in IMAX, and I think that's like how we should have seen it. His films are just like excelling in cinema, so they should be watched in like the best kind of quality that you can watch it in. I'm very excited for Oppenheimer. I'm sure that's going to be great. Things are about to fall over here. I have such limited space to work with, so you're going to hear it crash at some point. Carlito's Way. I have not watched this in a while, but this is another Brian De Palma film. It's good though. It's been a while since I've seen it. I know it's a good film. Carrie. This is the original one. I do like this steelbook. I picked up the 4K steelbook thinking I had like a shitty version of this, but it turns out I had a steelbook, so then I just returned that. I'm not that big on like if it's unless I love the title, I won't do a 4K upgrade unless it's like a shitty release. But this steelbook, I mean, it's fine. I don't need a 4K of that. And then we got the Carrie remake. Got this one for cheap. Maybe got this more for the lenticular than the film. One of the best films in this collection is actually Carnage. This is a Roman Polanski film where everything takes place in one. It feels like a stage play. It's like one setting, but it's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. One of my favorite films of all time is Carol. Love this film to death. These two. This is like a perfect film. I give it a 10 out of 10. There's some films in this collection that I'll give a 10 out of 10. This is one of them. I think it's a perfect film. Todd Haynes' best film. The performances in this just gives me goosebumps every time. I love that film. Casablanca, classic. You gotta have it in your collection. Quotable. Good film. Casino. It's been a while since I've seen a lot of these Scorsese films. I haven't seen this in a while, but I remember it being very good. And then I have a separate release of Casino Royale, despite having the Bond set, which I showed earlier. And then Casper. One from the childhood. I rewatched this for Halloween. Couldn't really put up with it as much. Maybe because I'm older. I don't know. Castaway. Great film. Tom Hanks. Fantastic film. Long, but worth it. Absolutely worth it. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. Wonderful film with Elizabeth Taylor. I'm a pretty big fan of her. One of her best performances there. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a huge Audrey Hepburn fan, so I have Charade on Criterion. This was like, as soon as I heard it was out, I bought it because I love this film. I mentioned earlier I'm a Charlie's Angels fan, as you can see the box set. So this is the steelbook of Charlie's Angels with Cameron Diaz, who I also love. So that's a good film. And then we have Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. Nice release here, but I wish they did a steelbook for that one, just like they did the other one. And then the Charlie's Angels remake with Kristen Stewart and Naomi Scott and Ella Balinska. She was in another film for Amazon recently, which I thought was pretty good. That film, it was okay. Child's Play. I have a lot of Chucky in my collection. I have some separate titles, so like Cult of Chucky I have as well. And then I have the new Child's Play remake, which is okay. I don't have the series because I usually wait till the series ends and get a box set instead of just buying individual seasons. Sometimes I do that, but depends. Cheap Thrills, really good film with Sarah Paxton and Pat Healy. They're in another film together that I love, one of my favorite films, and I'll get to that later. This is a really good film for people who have not seen it. I got this double pack of Children of the Corn and Hellraiser. I'm just gonna say it, I'm not a big Hellraiser fan. I got this mostly for Children of the Corn, which is pretty good. Children of Man, this is Alfonso Cuarón, kind of like a sci-fi dystopian film. Nice steelbook, good film there. Christmas Story, Christmas classic. Every Christmas I'm going to be watching this. The sequel actually was not that bad, which is very surprising. Triple pack of Chasing Amy, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, and Clerks. I got this mostly for Clerks, and then I also have Clerks 2, everything in the multi-pack, I guess. Clerks 2, which is really good, and Zack and Miri Make a Porno. I haven't seen that in a while. I have Clerks 3. It's gonna come way later in the videos because it's a newer release. Children's Hour, fantastic performances about like a forbidden lesbian affair, even though they don't really come out right and say it, just because of the time it was made. Audrey Hepburn, Shirley MacLaine, fantastic. Chinatown, rewatched this recently. This is phenomenal, wonderful film. Nice steelbook as well. That is just a gorgeous film. And here's another nice steelbook of Cinderella. So usually when I like a animated Disney film, and it's usually more often than not, it's one of those 90s ones, like Beauty and the Beast or thingy. This is a little older though. I think it's from the 50s, but I like Cinderella as well. And then usually when I like the animated version of it, I end up liking the live action one. This one's great with Lily James. I really like this one as well. I know a lot of people don't. The Circle, I read this book I think the author is Dave Eggers. But I read this book and I thought the book was just okay, but I wanted to see the film. The film was okay as well. Got this really cheap. He also wrote Hologram for the King, or Hologram for a King. I have that in my collection as well. But I love that book as well. And then we have Clash of the Titans double feature. This is the newer one with Sam Worthington. I think he's in the sequel too, Wrath of the Titans. It's okay. Cleopatra. So this was a disastrous film, as in it just bankrupted the studio and there was so many issues on set. This is fun watch if you like kind of like those sword and sandal type films from the earlier days. It's like huge scale film. And it has Elizabeth Taylor. Technically, it's not a good film, and her performance isn't great, but like she's got like these crazy costumes in it and stuff. It's worth a watch. Click, one of the better Adam Sandler films. Pretty emotional. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I like that film. A Clint Eastwood collection, 3-movie collection. So this has Two Mules for Sister Sarah, Joe Kidd, and High Plains Drifter. I got it for High Plains Drifter. The other two are not bad. Closer, love this film. This is actually very quotable film as well. Yeah, look at the cast. That's great. I do really like Clueless, but I didn't feel the need to get like the newer 4K versions and such, because I like this cover. Alicia Silverstone. Clue, the movie, really good whodunit film. Very self-aware, very funny. Tim Curry, one of his finest performances. And Coco. I'm not a huge fan of everything Pixar, but this film blew me away. Love this film. Love this steelbook. God, what a film. That film, I love it. I love that one. And then I think Pixar's recent films have not been as good. I've been pretty disappointed with them. Cocktail. Tom Cruise making drinks. That's a good one. Tom Cruise is great. Got a lot of his stuff. Another kind of like flimsy release, but this is Coherence. I think this film is phenomenal. It's about like a dinner party and things go wrong with like the time after like a comet passes by. It's very trippy and it can get confusing, but it's a very worthy watch. Coming to America, another great Eddie Murphy film. The sequel was crap, unfortunately. Pretty good action-packed Schwarzenegger film, Commando. Compliance, really interesting film about the guy who was calling like based on a true story, like telling employees to strip. It's crazy how far things go in that one. This feels like a documentary now that the pandemic happened. Contagion, good film though. Scary, that one. Countdown, kind of like cheesy. It's not meant to be cheesy, it's meant to be scary, but it comes off as very cheesy, but enjoyable horror film. Coyote Ugly, very film that looks like it is of its times. It looks like a 2000s film, and it is pretty cool though. Alexa, stop. Sorry about that. Crash, David Cronenberg. Yeah, this is the what is it, the leg fucking one. Crash, not the one that won the Oscar, but Cronenberg at his all-time weirdest. Creep Show, Love Anthology series. I have 2 on an Arrow pack. And then that one has some great stories as well. Try to watch every Halloween. Crimson Peak, my favorite Guillermo del Toro film. I also really like Nightmare Alley, but this I think visually is amazing. Sort of light on the story, sure, but I think a lot of his films are. I love this film. I think that's visually just amazing film. And then one of my more recent pickups is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon on Steelbook. Michelle Yeoh, she's had a resurgence with Everything Everywhere All at Once, which I have much later on in the collection. Great film. That's a classic. I think they brought it back to theaters as well. The Crow, really great film. Marred with tragedy, Brandon Lee's death, but that's a good one. Got this Cruel Intentions Wild Things double pack. I got it mostly for Wild Things, but Cruel Intentions is pretty good. I had a crush on Sarah Michelle Gellar and Reese Witherspoon as well. That's a hot Blu-ray right there. Cruel Will, this was a horror pack exclusive. I can't tell you if I remember it. Usually with the horror pack exclusives, if it's good, I'll keep it, or if it was sort of enjoyable. So this must have been pretty enjoyable, otherwise I would like get rid of it. Cure for Wellness. Not a lot of people talk about this. This is visually stunning film. Great story. Mia Goth is very popular now, but this was one of her earlier films, so she's in this one and she's great in it. This is such a good film. A lot of people don't talk about that one, which is a shame. So Curious Case of Benjamin Button. I know this comes with a blue standard ammo ray. What I did was I took a PS3 game, took out the the thing, and then put it in to make it look like a Criterion, because it drove me crazy that this is a Criterion and it looks the way it did. Great film, David Fincher film right there. Interesting concept. The Da Vinci Code. I had Angels and Demons earlier in the collection. Good film. I think it pretty much stays true to the book. The Darjeeling Limited. Yeah, I like this film a lot. This is a Wes Anderson film. One of my favorite Wes Anderson films. Probably my favorite Wes Anderson film, actually. I'm so glad Criterion just releases like almost all of his films. Dark City. Really good Alex Proyas film. Kind of breaks down in the end, but a strong sci-fi otherwise. And then we have Dark Shadows. Johnny Depp. Tim Burton. Yeah, Tim Burton film with a good cast. A lot of people don't like this one. It's based on the TV show, but I thought that was okay. And the final one in the collection is one I don't see in a lot of collections, but John Carpenter's Dark Star. One of his earlier sci-fi films, and it's kind of like a comedy spoofy a little bit. Very good film though. I like that one a lot. So that is that row, and then I'll just keep making these videos until I'm done. Thank you for watching.